If you want to make some amazing vegetables, this roasted balsamic glaze vegetable recipe is for you. All right, welcome back. This is a really, really great one today. We're going to be doing a sheet pan of roasted vegetables, but with a twist. We're going to be using a balsamic glaze. This is such a great recipe, especially towards the fall and the autumn. I just love it. I love the colors. I love the easiness of the cooking process, because we're all just going to bake it on a sheet pan. But I first want to start with telling you I'm using some frozen vegetables, as I always do, because I just think why not, right? Now, to be completely honest, what I've done with these veggies is I've run them under a little lukewarm water just to get the ice off. Then I had in my fridge, I had some red onion that I've added to this bag that was not in the original frozen bag here. Okay, so I added some red onion, and I also added some mushrooms I had in my fridge too. You can do the same thing when you get ready to make this recipe. If you have, some squash or mushrooms or carrots or whatever else is in your fridge that can just add in here, right? It's a perfect time to clean out everything. And these vegetables are delicious. I've told you guys so many times, so many of us grew up hating vegetables, but if you can learn some little techniques on how to boost the flavor, like I'm going to show you today with this balsamic glaze, woo, so delicious. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we've got our veggies, and as always, we need to season them with kosher salt and black pepper, right? So get that going first, like so. And you want to get a little aggressive with this, I found, but not too much. All right, so then we just want to get these all incorporated with our seasoning. Now, we'll let this sit aside just for a second. And now, we're going to start making our marinade, our balsamic glaze, okay? And I'm going to show you before we get ready to start, everything was going to go in here. I've got some regular balsamic glaze here. I have a little bit of Italian dressing, just regular basic vinaigrette. We're going to do a little bit of soy sauce, some really good honey. I've got some garlic paste, anchovy paste, and some tomato paste. That's going to make our glaze. Now, what is so spectacular about some of these ingredients? Well, they're all great, but what is going to make these really jump off into your palate is the umami. We've talked about that. That's the fifth taste, right? And it gets up into your brain and it goes, I want more, I want more, I want more, okay? Well, that comes from two products we're using here. The soy has massive umami in there. Actually, three products. Tomato, so we're using tomato paste, and real big umami comes from the anchovy paste. And I've told you guys before, you're not gonna taste the anchovies, you're only gonna taste deliciousness, and it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, where in the world is that flavor coming from? I can't pick it out, right? But it's just so delicious, okay? So stay with me. When we come back, I'm gonna start adding all this in. We'll mix the marinade up. We'll coat our veggies. Oh, before I forget, we are roasting. So I have set the temperature of the oven to 425 degrees, okay? 425. When we come back, I want to talk to you about roasting and baking and all the other good stuff and the difference and all that stuff. You need to know this. It's really, really important. Stay right there. I'll be right back. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start first with our balsamic glaze. And I always make sure we got this all nice and clean out here. I always eyeball, but we're going to do about 2 tablespoons. This is pretty potent stuff. It's very syrupy. That's perfect right there, okay? And then we'll add a little bit now, and from here on, we're going to be about a teaspoon of each. So, soy, vinaigrette, honey, which is going to counteract the acid from the balsamic glaze. And now, we start adding Some more flavor profile. Teaspoon of garlic, equivalent of about 2 cloves. Teaspoon of tomato paste. And a teaspoon of the anchovy paste. Perfect. All right. Let me get this mixed in like this. Now, set this aside. And we'll now pour these on our seasoned veggies. Like so. And as you've heard me say a million times, your best tools are your hands. So we're going to go ahead and get these all coated nicely. Get them all incorporated like so. Perfect. And now I'm going to set these aside, and I want these to sit for 5 to 10 minutes because I want everything to come together. I want all of the flavors to start to adhere to the vegetables. I want everything to start coming together and becoming a family, as we've talked about many, many times before. It's so important. Just let this sit for a minute, okay? And while this is sitting, I want to talk to you real quick about something that really is going to make you a better cook. And I've talked about this a lot. And it's really about the 3 T's, right? 3 T's, 3 most important T's in cooking. Temperature, time, and technique, okay? Today's technique, obviously, we'll be using an oven, all right? We're going to be roasting. One of the questions that people get confused about a lot is, what is the difference between baking and roasting, Chef Brian? Okay, so baking is when you will be starting off with something soft and then creating it, and then it's baking to make it firm, i.e. Cookies, okay, cake, casseroles, okay, that will be baking. Roasting, okay, is starting with something that is more firm, like vegetables or meats, all right? And then you are roasting and you're actually creating color and caramelization on the outside of that product, okay? Which normally means it's gonna be at a very high heat. So let's talk about temperature now. Baking, if you looked at almost 90% of recipes, the baking's gonna be somewhere in the 300s. Preheat your oven to 300, 325, 350, 375. Roasting, 425, maybe 400, 425, 450, 475. Today we're doing 425. So again, now we're talking about time. Roasting, because of the high heat, 10 to 12 minutes, okay? Baking, because of a lower temperature, you're looking at probably 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the product that you are baking, all right? All this information is in my ebook, okay? It's not a cookbook. It teaches you about the fundamentals of how to become a better cook, understanding all the techniques. And I go through all of everything from the best cookware to buy, what seasonings to get, how to store your pantry, foodborne illness, how to stay away from that, just all kinds of stuff. It's a great book. Links in the description box below. Grab one if you please. All right, now let's get this out on here, like so. I'm gonna spread these out nicely. Our oven is ready to go. Oh, looks so delicious, doesn't it? Look at that. All right, so we're gonna let this go in the oven 10 to 12 minutes. Remember, we are roasting, okay? When we come back, we'll pull it out, we'll plate it up, we'll take a taste. You'll see just how amazing these vegetables are. This is perfect for the holidays coming up. As we're shooting this video, it's getting towards the end of the year. So if you side dishes are so important, all right? This is delicious. You're gonna love it. Stay right there. Be right back. Look at this. Look at how amazing these vegetables look. Oh my God. I mean, are you kidding me? And it's, like I said, so simple, so easy. The glaze is just boosting these vegetables to a whole other level of flavor. The roasting, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this was 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, keep your eye out on your oven. You do not want to overcook them. You still want to have a crunch. Okay, and these will hold their crunch, but just don't overcook them. That's also why you don't want to marinate them for too long, or put too much marinade on them, I should say, because then they'll get soggy, and you don't want soggy, right? So you want to just it's a glaze, right? A coating, all right? And then in the oven, 10 to 12 minutes, and boom, you've got this delicious result. And so we're gonna plate this up. If I don't make roasted vegetables, somebody's gonna get awful mad. Now you can do this too. Alright. A little bit more here. And then what I like to do is finish this off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Like so. And then you just take it to the table. And wow, oh wow. You and your guest and your family are in for an amazing treat. And I am in for a treat for myself right now. Let's check it out. Let's see, like I said, look at that. Mmm. The vegetables still retain their body, okay, which is so important. They're not mushy, they're perfectly roasted. The flavor is bursting. I mean bursting. Like people always say, I've never had vegetables like this in my entire life. You can do this. If you want to make some amazing vegetables, this roasted balsamic glaze vegetable recipe is for you. I cannot wait to hear from you after you try it. You're gonna love it. And I do want to hear from you. All right? I cannot wait to see you next week for the next episode right here on Chef Brian's Kitchen. I am Chef Brian. And remember, as always, eat well and stay healthy.